Hello friends, this video on breathing and exchange of gases part 2 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. So now the question is, we know what is respiration. Now what is breathing? Because breathing is all that we are going to talk about here. So breathing is nothing but the process in which air is taken in and expelled out of lungs. So the process of breathing, we all know the term breathing in its literal meaning. Now we take in air through our nostrils and again we give it out through our nostrils. So that is nothing but breathing. So we are basically taking in air and again expelling it out. So this air which we are taking in through our nostrils finally reaches our lungs. Now how that process happens, we will talk about that very soon. So when I say breathing, whatever you take in, that is oxygen, and whatever you give out is actually carbon dioxide. So oxygen is taken in and carbon dioxide is given out. So this carbon dioxide which we give out is nothing but the product of cellular respiration, and this oxygen which we take in is something that is required for the process of cellular respiration to take place. So now the question is breathing same as respiration? So when I talk about breathing, I talk about the exchange of gases. Now when I talk about respiration, we are talking about many other things also. So let us just see if both of them are same. Now, when you talk about respiration as a whole, now this respiration has two forms. One is external respiration and the other one is internal respiration. Now, external respiration deals with exchange of gases. Now, when I say exchange of gases, what I mean is this process of taking in oxygen, sending the oxygen to the cells of the body and again bringing out the carbon dioxide from each and every cell and then throwing it out. So this process is exchange of gases, and that is a part of external respiration. Now when you talk about internal respiration, we are basically talking about the process of oxidation of food, and this process of oxidation of food or oxidation of glucose, it takes place at a cellular level. That means it takes place inside the cells, and that is why it is also known as cellular respiration. So the term respiration as such it refers to both external as well as internal respiration. That means this whole process of taking in the exchange of gases plus oxidation of food all together is known as respiration. Whereas when we talk about breathing is all about external respiration. So when I'm talking about breathing, I am only talking about external respiration. So breathing directly does not have anything to do with oxidation of food, or it has nothing to do with the cellular respiration. Right? Now, on a very high level, how this process works, how this entire process of respiration works is something like this. Now, in the environment, you have a lot of oxygen, right, in the air. So now when we inhale the air, the oxygen is actually taken inside the body and it is sent to the lungs. Now how the oxygen actually reaches lungs, we will talk about the different organs which are involved in the transfer of the air to the lungs. So that we'll discuss. From the lungs, it finally reaches the blood. Again, we will talk about the details in the entire lesson. Now from the blood, it finally reaches the different tissues, and the tissues are nothing but they are made up of cells, right? Now these tissues are actually made up of cells, and in the cells cellular respiration will take place. Now as a result of cellular respiration, carbon dioxide will be produced. So this carbon dioxide will be again sent back to the blood. So blood will carry this carbon dioxide back to the lungs, and lungs will then exhale the carbon dioxide. So this is inhaled oxygen. So blood is actually sending oxygen to the tissues, Using oxygen, they will undergo cellular respiration. The product will be carbon dioxide, which will be again sent to the blood. Blood will take it to the lungs, and then lungs will exhale carbon dioxide. So now this process, this part is internal respiration. So breathing has nothing to do with this. But when we talk about all these parts like the inhale, the exhale, all these things are related to breathing. So taking in air, giving out air, that is part of breathing. So breathing is an important or a vital part of respiration, but it is not same as respiration. So let us quickly differentiate between respiration and breathing. So respiration is a biochemical process. As you can understand, why it is a biochemical? Because there are so many reactions involved. When you talk about the process of cellular respiration, that is the oxidation of glucose, then a lot of chemical enzymes are involved, a lot of chemical equations are involved. So it is a biochemical process, whereas breathing is a physical process. So in breathing, no chemical equations involved. It is just taking in of air, giving out of air. So that is breathing, which is a physical process. Respiration is both extracellular and intracellular. As I said, when I say intracellular, the process of internal respiration or the oxidation of food that happens within the cells. So respiration happens at an intracellular level as well as at extracellular level also, because breathing is also a part of respiration. But breathing happens only at extracellular level. So it has nothing to do with the cells as such. Respiration enzyme actions are involved because, as I said, equations are involved. So obviously enzymes will also be involved, but breathing being a physical process, no enzymes involved. In respiration, energy is released because oxidation, that is why oxidation of food is done, so that energy is released in the form of ATP molecules. But in breathing, no energy is released. Breathing is just exchange of gases. In respiration, all body cells are involved because it takes place inside each and every cell of the body. But breathing, again, it has nothing to do with the cells, but of course, there are few organs of the body which are involved, and this is what we are going to talk about. So all these organs together actually form the respiratory system of the body. For example, when we talked about the digestive system, we talked about some of the organs which were part of the digestive tract. For example, the esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine. So they were some of the organs which were involved in the process of digestion. Similarly, here in case of breathing, there are some organs which together constitute the respiratory system. For example, the nostrils, the nasal cavity, the lungs, the nasopharynx. So we are going to talk about that. So this is how we can say that respiration and breathing are not the same thing. Breathing is a part of respiration, and respiration is the overall process of exchange of gases as well as oxidation of food. So please do understand all these basic things, because if you are not clear about all these things, then it will be difficult for you as we go ahead. Thank you. Please visit www.examfear.com to watch more videos, attempt free online test, get free study material, find tutors and mentors. Thank you once again.